Auzubillahi minash shaitan rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. I am C. Rahman, and this is my YouTube channel, The Masters. Our today's topic is Frankfurt Parliament. This is the history lesson. Let's start now. National Assembly elected by popular vote during the German Revolutionary Movement of 1848 that tried and failed to create a unified German state. On May 18, 1804, about 600 delegates met in Frankfurt to begin drafting constitutions for a unified Germany that would replace the German Confederation that had resulted from the Congress of Vienna in 1815. The deputies, though able, lacked experience. Instead of establishing a central power in Germany, the deputies bickered about the fundamental right of the German people. Serious differences also arose over questions of how to secure sovereign power for the central government and whether to consider Austrians a part of German people. One group of delegates, called the Small German Party, wanted to exclude Austria altogether, arguing that its diverse population was mostly foreign and non-German. Another group of deputies, called the Large German Party, demanded Austria's inclusion. The Frankfurt Assembly failed to complete its work while enthusiasm for the revolution was still at its height. The imperial army of Austria overthrew the revolutionaries in Vienna. The Prussian king followed Austria's example and dismissed the Prussian assembly. Nevertheless, the assembly continued its work and completed a constitution. The proposed constitutions excluded all non-German lands from the proposed German Empire and provided for a hereditary emperor, a democratic legislative body, a governmental ministry, and a Supreme Court. In April 1849, the Assembly sent a delegation to Berlin to offer the title of hereditary German emperor to the King of Prussia, Frederick William IV. Prussia king, fearing war with Austria and Russia, declined the German crown. A radical political group in Germany tried to impose the constitution, though civil war, but were suppressed. Frankfurt Parliament position of women. Views some of the elected members of the Frankfurt Parliament were controversial when it came to equality for women, as per liberal politicians Karl Wacker, an elected member of Frankfurt Parliament, said men were fairer, stronger, and bolder than women. He said women were weaker, timid, and were dependent on men. As per Karl Walker, qualities of men and women would endanger and destroy dignity and harmony of the family. During the elections of assembly, women were denied suffrage rights. Women were admitted only as observers to stand in the visitors' gallery. When the Frankfurt Parliament convened in the Church of St. Paul, what did it fail? It means, what are the reasons behind the failure of Frankfurt Assembly? Frankfurt Parliament. In March 1849, a constitution for German Empire was agreed on. One main term was to be an emperor who had considerable power. In the same month, the parliament half-heartedly voted to elect the Prussian king Frederick William as emperor. However, he refused on the ground that this role was not the Frankfurt Parliament to offer. Rulers of the Bavaria, Saxony, and Hanover rejected the German constitution. Many members of the parliament gave up and went home. Some made a last attempt to sort things out by calling for the elections of the new German parliament called the Reichstag. But the moment had passed and people weren't interested. The parliament was then driven out of Frankfurt by the city government. The members attempted to relocate to Stuttgart in Württemberg. There it was disbanded by King's soldiers in June. There were many reasons for the failure of the Frankfurt Parliament. There was no real possibility of creating a united Germany in 1848 to 1849. If the members had acted decisively rather than disagreeing and wasting time, they would most likely have been disbanded far earlier than they were. Parliament was also dependent on the willing cooperation of individual states, and without that backing, it lacked the power of enforce its decrees. Although, sorry, attitude of Austria and Prussia crucial to its downfall due to their power status in Europe post 1815. Austria decided to dominate Germany by keeping it weak and divided, and therefore had no wish to see it united. Prussia had opportunities to dominate German affairs, but didn't act, mainly due to the attitude of the King of Prussia. He was unwilling to see Prussia merge into united Germany, at least in the way the Frankfurt Parliament envisaged. The authority of the Parliament was never truly accepted by the majority of individual states. Many rulers backed it, but mainly due to the belief that not sporting it would stir up even more opposition when the rulers had re-established authority. Their support waned. A united Germany appeared attractive, but in practice, they did not want to see their powers capped by liberal constitutions and a strong central authority. Finally, the regained control of territories by the Austrian Emperor Franz Joseph particularly ended any chance of the Frankfurt Parliament succeeding due to their complete opposition of revolutionary change. With an effective Austrian opposition, no ruler of a German state wanted to be seen to be leading the way in creating united Germany. The might of the Austrian Empire would just be too much to contented with. Hope this video is fruitful for you and you like this video. Thank you for watching. Allah Hafiz.